Welcome everyone to this exciting interview segment. Today we have the pleasure of sitting down with Sir Darius Blain, star of the movie Christmas on Call. Join us as we delve Sir Darius' insights into his character and the challenges of filming this movie. Thank you for being here with us, Sir Darius.
Thank you for having me. Piacere è tutto mio.
It's a pleasure. So,
Mhm.
can you tell us a little bit about your character in Christmas on Call?
Yeah, definitely. Christmas on Call is a fantastic time. One of my favorite projects I've done to date because of the subject matter. But I play an EMT, Wes Campbell, who is also a firefighter. And the movie takes place in Philadelphia, and I get acquainted with an emergency room doctor played by Sarah Canning. Her character's name is Hannah, and I take it upon myself to show her around the city. And through showing her around the city and finding out that we both mutually really love our jobs as emergency service personnel, we have a lot in common, and we kind of get a little sweet on each other, and the rest unfolds.
Yeah. And what initially attracted you to your role in this movie?
Initially, um, I love movies that are about real human beings that are growing and just moving throughout the world. Um, I loved the idea that this was a Hallmark movie that wasn't really typical in the way that the movie really focused on these people's jobs more than it did on love per se. And love is always a huge element, of course, of Hallmark, and that is the foundational piece of what that network is known for. But this was also very much about community, and it paid great homage to our service personnel, all the people that are first responders that really taken up, take the brunt of missing out on family and spending time with the people that they love, so that they can serve communities for the greater good and really help people and save lives. So I loved that it was about people stepping outside of themselves to save other people.
Great. And
Mhm.
what do you think makes this movie so special and captivating?
What makes the movie so special and captivating is that you can look at this movie and see yourself or someone that you know in watching it. I think we all know someone that is a first responder, and we all know someone who is very consumed with their work and that finds it hard to make time for love. And so, not only that, but it's a very diverse cast as well, which I love that they put emphasis on that. Hallmark is growing and going in a whole new direction, and they're allowing people that look like me to lead their projects, and so it's been an honor.
Great. And what was it like working with the rest of the cast and crew on set?
This is one of the best casts and crews I've ever been a part of. The cast was really prepared. Everyone was super talented. It was a very cohesive group of people that found ways to collaborate at every turn. The crew was just really efficient and kind. They moved so fast. Jeff Beasley, our director, led an awesome crew along with our AD. But it's a trickle down effect, the producers, the directors, the people that make the project, they typically tend to instill their spirit into the project. Ian, our executive producer as well, uh, did a really great job of putting together a really good group of professionals. And I want to emphasize professionals because on a movie like this, it can get a little bit technical when you're looking at the procedural aspect of it. We're talking about police, firefighters, EMTs, doctors, nurses, they found a way to make it feel like family at the same time.
Amazing.
Mhm.
And what can you tease about your character journey?
Well, I don't have to tease much. The movie's out now, so you guys can go and watch it. But
For
my
them,
character's journey, and what's that?
for them who didn't watch it already.
For those that haven't watched it already, uh, Wes Campbell is a cool, laid-back guy who loves Philly. Go Birds! He loves the Philadelphia Eagles. And I think that I would describe him as the kind of guy who lets love come to him, you know, more than he approaches it.
Great. And what was your favorite scene or moment while filming this movie?
My favorite scene in the movie? Ooh, that's a great question. You know what? I actually really loved the last scene of the movie. Um, because as I said, both of our characters are so consumed by work. And I would say Sarah's character a little bit more than mine. And they both finally just have an honest moment and they say, look, I love my job. I love what I do. And I've been fighting, falling for someone all this time. Um, but if the right situation comes along, then I'm willing to make some time. And I feel like they give into the idea of making some time for each other there. And then Wes's character is also a gentleman. And so I allow Sarah to sort of call the shots from that point on, I'll say. So if you get a chance to watch it, then you'll know what I'm talking about.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
change of subject.
Okay.
Talking about the other project you are on TV right now,
Mhm.
Holidays. Can you
Mhm.
tell us a little bit about your character in Holidazed?
So, in Holidays, I play Evan. I am an unwelcome guest to, Christmas week with my new girlfriend, who is played by the incomparable Loretta Devine, which is so awkward. But my character sort of gets thrown into the fire in the middle of a family dispute that is between Loretta and Dennis Haysbert's character. So I'm kind of stuck in the middle and end up having to try to navigate being in the middle of their relationship.
Great. And in this series, what can you tease about your character journey?
My character journey is completely unexpected. I just gave you one huge part of it, which is my relationship, but um, there's a lot more to me than meets the eye. I think that my story is a lot about finding the similarities in the midst of your differences and finding a way to still make the holidays enjoyable. Holidays as a series overall is all about us persevering through the challenges of family and relationships during the holidays and finding a way to make memories. And so Evan's character, my character gets to come in and create memories with a new group of people and ultimately, finds a way to win, I'll say.
Great. So,
Mhm.
talking about two past projects of yours. The first one is Will Trent.
Mhm.
What can I tell? What can you tell about your character in this movie and your favorite memories in this project?
Yeah, Will Trent is such a great show. They're entering their third season, two wildly successful first two seasons. Um, it is written and produced by Liz Heldens, who I got a great opportunity to be on Will Trent, and The Big Leap with. She was actually my showrunner on The Big Leap. So she gave me my first like huge, leading man opportunity on TV. And she brought me over to Will Trent. They're telling great stories over there. It's a really fun, quirky show. It's a little bit different than everything else that's on TV right now, led by Ramon Rodriguez. I'm having a lot of fun playing with Iantha, who plays my love interest on there. We're so different because she's sort of a sharp, no nonsense kind of person, and my character is very playful and brings her out of her shell. And so it's been a really great time exploring that character over there. Helping solve crimes with the GBI and with the two leads. And so it's just been great to watch that show grow over time. I mean, people love it. The fandom is through the roof, and it's a blessing to be a part of it.
Amazing.
Mhm.
So, talking about another project you have worked on, uh, a little bit in the past now. Can you tell us a little bit about your character and your favorite memories on the set on Charmed?
Charmed. Wow. Yeah,
Uh,
that has been a minute. Yeah, Charmed has been a while.
uh,
I think every kid grows up playing make believe, witches and warlocks and, fantasy. And so it's always a great time when as a grown up you get to sort of revert back to your childlike innocence. Um, Charmed is it's a very fun, very classic concept, and the original Charmed is such a huge, iconic show that had really big shoes to fill. And I think that this cast and production team filled those shoes quite well. My favorite part of Charmed was actually the city of Vancouver and getting an opportunity to get acquainted with living in Vancouver. Great food, um, you know, beautiful city overall. And to this day, I have really good friends there, and I go back and visit from time to time just to say hello. But yeah, Charmed was a great chapter. I was the first person cast on that show at the time, immediately after Jumanji had released, and so I'm grateful to have had the opportunity to be a part of that.
Great.
Mhm.
Talking about your career in general, this is a question I made to all of the artists I the pleasure to talk with.
Mhm.
What have been some of the most memorable projects you have worked on throughout your career, and why for you?
Yeah, I've been really blessed to work a lot over the last 14 years, and so um, I dropped out of medical school to be an actor, and so this has been like one of the biggest. That was another huge reason I really loved Christmas on Call, is because it was so tied to the medical field. Um, but what I'm getting at is that every single project has its own specific memory and vibe and feel, and they're all special to me for different reasons. Um, it'd be really hard to choose or pinpoint just one, but I mean, Footloose was my first major feature film, and I'll never forget, the day that I booked that job. I mean, I cried tears of joy. Booking something like a Jumanji was incredible and life-changing, and can't be replaced. I also did a movie called The Last Full Measure, where I played a young Samuel L. Jackson, and that was my first time getting to really sink my teeth into a huge drama, on the film side. And even Chicago PD, I did an episode of Chicago PD, and it was a cathartic, therapeutic experience after I had lost my brother, and I had also just became a new father that year. And so every single project has its own, identity, and its own close place to my heart. And so I'm excited about continuing to move forward and create new memories and new projects that take people away from their problems for a little bit, or at least show them their problems up front and teach them how to deal with them. And so it's really an honor to get to do what I do for a living and be paid for it.
That's inspiring. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
A quick question.
Hmm.
As Survivor shows, we are big fans of Christmas rom-coms.
Hmm.
What is your all-time favorite?
My all-time favorite Christmas rom-com.
Yes.
Oh man, that's tough. Um, huh. All-time favorite. I have all-time favorite rom-coms. I don't know about Christmas rom-coms. I mean, Hallmark Channel's been doing it for 40 years. They've always put on the best ones. I would be remiss to not say that Christmas on Call might be one of my new favorites. But let's say, what is it? Love Actually? Actually, Love Actually. I think that's a Christmas rom-com, isn't it?
Yes.
Boom. Oh, gee, that's a great one right there. I'll go with that.
Great answer.
Yeah.
The last question. Can you tease something about your next projects?
Yeah. Well, my next stint on TV, I don't exactly play a good guy, so I'll say that. And I get an opportunity to work with some local LAPD officers, and ultimately doesn't end well for me. That's all I'll say.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So this is it. Make
Okay.
sure all of you to coach Christmas on Call on Hallmark Plus. And thank you, Sir Darius, to join us today. It's a pleasure.
Grazie mille. Ciao, Bella.
And thank you all for watching.
All
Bye.
right. Thank you. Bye-bye.